Okay, hello everybody. This is my first live video for the Wizard of IZZA. And so I'm a little bit inexperienced at this. So I'm just out for a walk. I didn't have anything to do. So I figured, even though it's not the greatest day out, it's foggy. I just figured I'd get out now because this is one of the only days I've had off in the last couple of months where I really didn't have to do anything. So right now we're at the Seaport in Boston, Mass. Seaport. Let me just take a quick little gander around. So not sure even where I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna walk. Like I said, I'm just out for a walk and I've qualified to do a live. To go live, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go on this thing. So I'll tell you what, back when I was younger, I'm an older guy, but back when I was younger, when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, none of these buildings were here. It didn't look anything like it does right now. It was just old vacant buildings, all buildings from the late 1800s, early 1900s, warehouses. So I'm gonna walk until the battery on this is almost gone. Plus, as you can see, I've got my umbrella. It's drizzling out a little bit. I don't want to get the camera wet. Got the Grand, I don't know what that is, but Alamo Draft House Cinema, so you can drink and watch a movie. And the water is down that way. You can see it's really foggy out. I mean, you can't even see the tops of some of the buildings, like that building right there. Tiffany and Carl, hello. Just taking a walk. Tiffany Coltis, I believe I said it right, I'm not sure. And Carl Karstens. What I might do is I might cross right here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, illegally against the light. Go ahead. Michelle. Hello, thank you. She's gonna let me go. It's confusing down here. A lot of people are driving down one ways. Okay, come on, guys. All right, here we go. Gideon. Hello, Cam 24. Hello. Big Deck Energy. So the barking crab about 5 years ago burned down. Used to be over there. Now they moved it over here. It's not a bad place if you want to go, you know, draft beer and seafood. No frills, believe me. Gideon 321. Hello, brother. How you doing? You can see how foggy it is. Man, it is foggy. Right, let me see. Right there, next to this red, see this red building right there is the Boston Tea Party ship, where they threw the tea over, the Sons of Liberty. This little bridge obviously doesn't. Big Deck, well, why is it called Big Deck? Well, they have a big deck all the way across there. That's the entire barking crab. And it's right by the water, so they call it Big Deck. So again, for anybody who wasn't here, you know, just a quick one. James Hook, that burned down too, and they rebuilt that. So there's been a lot of fires because a lot of this wood is old. I mean, you're talking, you know, late 1800s, early 1900s, these buildings were built. Like this bridge here doesn't work anymore. They just leave it there. I don't know why. Probably no reason to tear it down. Why waste the money? But that hasn't worked since I was, I don't know, 15 years old. I'm in Boston. Gideon, I'm in Boston. So this is Boston, Massachusetts. So I don't know where you're from, but if you want to take a little vacation, do it when there's no fog so you can see things. But I'll just give you a little introduction to Boston because I've worked every day for 2 months straight. Now I have a full-time job, and so for the last 2 months I've had to work. I've been killing myself, and I finally had a day off. So I figured I'd go take a walk. I've got nothing to do, no family obligations. I seen the kid, I seen her baby yesterday, I seen the other kids. I went to East Boston. So I got nothing to do today, so I figured, well, I'll just go take a walk. It's like 50 degrees out here right now. So, well, 40. It's like more like 40, 45 in Boston right now. Wow, Gideon, that's awesome. If you go to Boston in the summer, it's beautiful out here. It'll be a little crowded because it is a tourist city, because this is where it all started. Boston Tea Party, Boston Massacre. You know, you got Paul Revere's house. All right. So you can see the charred wood. You can see where the fire was. So this building was on top of this, and then it got lit on fire. You live in Connecticut. Connecticut, I've been to Connecticut many, many times. Hartford, Mystic. Right there, this building right here, that's the U.S. Coast Guard building. That's all U.S. Coast Guard. Because behind this building are their ships. They've got Coast Guard cutters. And excuse me if I'm limping a little bit, so this camera's moving, but I got bit by a dog yesterday. So I think I'm gonna go to Faneuil Hall. It's also called Quincy Market, but it's not in Quincy, it's in Boston. I don't know why they call it Quincy Market. I never knew that. I still don't know why they call it Quincy Market. I always knew it's Faneuil Hall, but they also call it Quincy Market. Okay, it says walk, so we're gonna walk. Boston's an old city. If you ever see a show that's no longer on, but it was called Boston Legal. There was also a show called Ally McBeal. Those shows, Boston Legal had James Spader in it. Those shows show a lot of Boston. They have a lot of a lot of pictures of Boston, and I'm sure it was shot in in Los Angeles in a studio, but they have a lot of good shots from Boston. I got stuck at another light. So this is where we just came from. This is all water, and we are going into, this is called State Street, or the Financial District. This is Boston's Financial District, and all of the stock market guys and traders, they all come to this restaurant after work, the Palm, which is very expensive. Oh, thank you, Kim. Thank you, Gideon. I love live videos. I just haven't had any time to do them since I started this channel, due for the fact of my work schedule. But some of these buildings are really nice. Look at this. I just want to thank everyone again for subscribing. Now they got these big generators out here. I don't know why. Something's up. I mean, one of these generators could literally light up this building. So maybe they had a power outage. Oh, you only have 11? Well, just keep at it, my man. Keep at it. You'll get it. You'll get there. So this is the Financial District of Boston again. Usually Oliver Street, State Street, High Street. All right, it's been a while since I've been in Faneuil Hall. Let's, I'll tell you what, let's go across the street and I'll walk down that way. See what we got here. It's a Sunday. It's after the holiday, and it's a little rainy out. It's misting. Every once in a while I have to wipe the lens, but there's not going to be a lot of people out for the very fact that it's not good weather. And it's, it's right after the holiday. People are home, probably sleeping. I don't blame them. All right, did I take the wrong way? I think Faneuil Hall might be straight down there. Now, if this was a normal Sunday in the summer, so if you are going to come here in the summer, around this area where I'm at now would be packed. There would be a lot of tourists because all the hotels are down that way by the water. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I'll tell you what. Go up this way. Then we'll cut into Faneuil Hall from the other side. That way we can see the granary burying grounds. I think Ben Franklin is buried there, the granary. what this is. Maybe it's a hotel. Well, it's nice. They still got a lot of people with decorations out. A lot of people are taking them down now. Because the unspoken rule is you don't take them down until after New Year's. I haven't seen it this foggy in quite a while. Nice hotels around here. So what hotel is this? I bet you this is a hotel. It's got to be. With the awnings. Let me see. Ooh, these lights are warm. It doesn't have a sign on it. Must be the front. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Where's Faneuil Hall? Is it this way?
It's that way, yeah.
It is this way. All right, thank you.
Yep.
I got a little confused myself. I haven't been here in so long. This used to be the Federal Reserve Bank, and they turned it into a hotel named Grana. Let's see what this says. This would be interesting. Beautiful building. This government, the offspring of our own choice, uninfluenced and not adopted, investigated mature deliberation, completely free in its principles. Washington's farewell address. Oh, well, that's nice. But this was the Federal Reserve at one point. Now it's a hotel. So you got a lot of older buildings. Boston's an old city. Gideon, you live in a town with 900 people. Wow. You live in a small town. Yeah, I'll definitely subscribe to you, Gideon. I will when I'm done here. But I just taking a walk. Okay. I used to know Boston Private Bank and Trust. I used to know everything about this city, but because I lived here for so long, but I live out by the Cape Cod. So I don't make it into the city as much. Another beautiful building. This looks like the federal courthouse. I believe this is called Post Office Square in Boston, and this is the federal courthouse. So if you broke federal law, this is where you're going. Ariel, nice restaurant. Okay, it's this way. I know where I am now. All right. Starting to sweat a little bit. This is unusual weather for Boston. It's usually freezing here. And right now it's got to be damn near 50 degrees. I've been making YouTube videos now for, I don't know, just really, I'm probably going to say 6 months. You know, something, you know, that I really always wanted to do but never really had the time. You know, when you got a family and everything, you just, you got to work. So when I have time, I like to do a video. And this is actually my first live video. So everybody, this is a landmark day. Okay.
अभी आएगा फलाफल से
Okay. I got lost in the maze of buildings. So this building right here, the cement building, that's Boston City Hall. That's where Michelle Wu, who's the mayor, that is her, that's where she is residing when she is the mayor of Boston during the day. And then she goes home. I believe she lives in West Roxbury, her home in Boston. In New York, they give the mayor a house. It's a mansion, but in Boston, they don't do that. She has to live in her own house. Of course, she has Boston police, a security detail in the front and the back of her house. Okay. There's still some tourists out. It's not completely dead. People are starting to wake up from their hotels. This is right here. If you ever heard of that phrase, the shot heard round the world, this is where the British killed the colonists. I believe 13 colonists died because the British just opened fire and really just slaughtered them. But this was the State House back in the 1700s when the British owned America, specifically the colonies.
There is no such thing as a definitive account of the Boston Massacre. There are hundreds of eyewitness accounts, and those eyewitnesses go from part loyalist to part conspiracy. And their memory very much go into political leanings. And unfortunately, folks, we have not found the dash cam footage yet. I can't tell you why. What if this is people led? Do not mistake that for the truth. If you do wish to know more, which I encourage you to do, head to the Massachusetts Archive. It's between the JFK Library and the UMass Law School. It is completely free. They have the original drawing of the massacre done by followers here, hanging on the wall there. Go there, find the gold person whose bones are waiting and say to them.
Well, the reason why the British killed the colonists that were out here was the colonists were protesting. This was right before the Boston Tea Party. If I have enough time, I'll show you the Tea Party ship. This is the Custom House building right there. It used to be for the customs when the ships came in because we're close to the water. Now it's residences and office buildings. Okay, again, right here, this building is Boston City Hall, where Michelle Wu, who's the mayor, has her office. And we are following the tourists to Faneuil Hall. And then I would like to see if I can make it to the State House in Beacon Hill. No big buildings where you are. Well, there are plenty of big buildings here, I'll tell you that. All right, so I'm going to show you who this statue is. I know, but don't forget Sam Adams. They have a brewery, not just here in Faneuil Hall, but they started their brewery. James Koch, Harvard grad, started Sam Adams in Jamaica Plain, where he took over a vacant brewery that closed down in the 1800s. So this is Sam Adams, a patriot. He organized the revolution and signed the Declaration of Independence. Thank you, Sam Adams. And John Quincy Adams, that's who they named Quincy after, the city of Quincy, which I have to go through to get home back down the Cape. All right. Let's go in here. When I was 19, 20, 21 years old is where I used to hang out. Me and my buddies go to the bars around here, try to pick up the women. There used to be a lot of clubs here, not as many as there are now. Okay, let's take a look, guys.
Bring stuff over for dinner one day.
Next week I might do the Freedom Trail, go from the beginning, and then you end up at Charlestown, Old Ironsides, which is a ship. Matter of fact, the U.S. Constitution, which is also nicknamed Ironsides, that's it. That's in Charlestown. And if you look at one of my other videos, I was already at the top of this, but I'll do it again. Only I'll do it live. Yum. Thank you.
Give us a bit of benefit together. What's in this? Show. Building it up. Here we go.
And sir in the white hoodie, the blue jeans, and the enviable facial hair. Wow. We're expecting a lot of volume out of you.
Why are you like
Let's make this happen.
even though where's the progress?
It's showtime!
Oh, they're coconuts.
Everybody come quick, we're gonna do something.
You ain't gonna be quick enough.
Hey, we'd like to start off today with a few simple warm-up tricks.
Ooh, it's warm in here. It's so warm, I got the fans on. It is hot. A little crowded. It's so hot, I gotta get out of this building. I don't think anyone expected it to be 50 degrees in Boston today. Cam 24, you have a good day, buddy. Whew, that was hot. Damn. It had to be 80 degrees in there, I'm not even joking. He's got to be hot. I mean, it is 50 degrees out and he's got that fur coat on. He has got to be blistering hot, that poor guy. Probably doesn't want to take it off, though. I don't blame him. So just picture it. This building in 1776 was here.
Okay, guys, watch out, watch out.
All right, go.
They just want to wait for the guy in the door.
I mean, I think that's pretty amazing, though, that this building right here was here in 1776. I think that's amazing that it made it that far. Let's walk through City Hall Plaza. Look at those stairs. Tourists taking pictures. The birds looking for food. Come on. Boston City Hall again. People are not too happy with Michelle Wu, so if you could see through that steam, you'd see the cops. There's cops everywhere around here because people are really not thrilled with her. I guess there's been threats. Doesn't really affect me too much because I don't live in the city. I live closer to Cape Cod. So in the summer, I'll do Cape Cod videos. This is called City Hall Plaza. Just a big plaza. This is something I haven't seen. Who is this? Number 6, Robert Parrish. Who was 6? Oh, Bill Russell. Bill Russell, okay. And again, this brick building here was the original City Hall in Boston, Massachusetts, where the Boston Massacre happened. So again, as I said, right there on that side of the building, 13 colonists died after the British opened fire. Yeah, because the colonists considered the English, the Redcoats, an occupying army. It's starting to get misty. And we got a plaque here. All right, so I'm gonna go up to the State House. This ended up being a nice little walk for me. I have to open the umbrella. Come on. I just can't get this camera wet. There we go. Yep, this is Boston, very old city, very old. Look at the architecture back then. You don't get anything like that now. There's the cops, they gotta eat too.
Oh yeah, there's the trail on the other side.
So, I'm gonna go up this way. And I showed you City Hall from 1776. So I'm going to show you old City Hall. I showed you the new City Hall. And I'll show you the second City Hall, the old City Hall, they call it. That's coming up here on the right. So we'll have to cross. There it is right here. It's a beautiful building. Used to host a couple of restaurants, Maison Robert, French restaurant. I don't know what's in here now. It's a beautiful building though. They obviously don't use it as City Hall anymore. This was from, oh God, 1900s, I think right up to 1930. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. Nope, nothing. Ruth Chris Steakhouse is here. All right. Old City Hall has been designated a registered historic site. Ben Franklin. All right. Wonder where Ruth Chris is. Ruth Chris Steakhouse must be right in here. Yep. Excuse me.
Boys, hold it.
These red bricks, that's the Freedom Trail. Parker House, it's one of the most expensive hotels in Boston. KM24 is back. King's Chapel. Yeah, it's starting to rain again. Not the greatest day for a little tour.
At church. Because I did. And like, they were like, they told me what it was because I didn't know what it was.
What they
They were
said.
like, you've never seen this before? Okay.
Well, these are some very, very old graves. Let's see if we can get a date here.
Oh, that's in the 70s.
William Dawes Jr., patriot, son of liberty, and first messenger sent by Warren from Boston to Lexington on the night of April 18th to 19th, 1775, to warn Hancock and Adams of the coming of the British troops. Rest in peace, brother. Did a very good service to the country. All right, so I'm gonna go to the State House. So this is King's Chapel burying ground. A lot of pilgrims from the Mayflower are buried there. And again, this red brick, that's the Freedom Trail. If you follow this, it goes all the way to Charlestown. It will take you a few hours to actually walk the Freedom Trail, but it's worth it. So we'll walk by where Ben Franklin and Paul Revere are buried. Yeah, the tourists are waking up. It's starting to get a little crowded. It is drizzling though, pretty heavy. Wow, look at that big building. Right? It's beautiful. I love good architecture, old architecture like that. Tremont Temple. So it's a Jewish temple. Or it used to be Jewish, now it's the Tremont Temple Baptist. This is Suffolk University. They got a few buildings around here. Suffolk. So this is the graveyard of Benjamin Franklin and Paul Revere. If I was doing the entire walk, I would be going by Paul Revere's house in the North End. Would be seeing a lot of sights, but I chose not to do that today because it's like 2 to 3 hours to get that done, and it is. I didn't know if it was going to start really raining hard, and it's raining now pretty well. All right.
This is the bathroom.
So these are some old graves, damn. Some of them you can't even read. So I'll give you one guess who's buried here. So we've seen where Benjamin Franklin was buried, that big grave there.
conversation. We don't know if he actually coined that phrase, but he's kind of the most likely candidate. He was this very radical, fiery, let's talk a little bit, let this person come on through, radical, fiery speech giver and orator in the 1760s. He once gave a 6-hour speech on his feelings about the impact, which I'm sure was very good. But the theory is
Patriot of the Revolution, James Otis, died 1783. Well, a lot of these guys died right after they got independence, 1776. I'll tell you what, the amount of dirty looks and people covering their faces as I walk down the street with a camera is absolutely amazing to me. I mean, are these people all in the witness protection program? There's the Orpheum Theater. That Orpheum right there? I've seen Van Halen play there. That was one of their first tours ever. Eddie Van Halen, David Lee Roth. So what we'll do is we'll go to the State House. That's the State House with the gold dome. And I have to go over this video after I'm done because, you know, to see what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, because it is my first live video. And you can edit stuff when you tape, but you can't really edit when you're doing something live. You know, the way I hold the camera, how much it's shaking. Now, I had a relative who worked in the State House for 30 years. He's elderly now, so he's not there anymore. He actually moved to Florida. Also, I got to figure out if people like when I talk, or should I just, you know, walk and not talk and let everyone look. And we'll go through the Cheers bar. I mean, back in the day, there was a show called Cheers with Shelley Duvall and Ted Danson, and the guy who played Fraser Crane. They got it locked up. You can go in there. On weekends, they got it locked up. So I gotta wipe the lens. Let's hold on a second here. Because it's raining. We put this thing back up. All right. Now Beacon Hill, back in the 1700s, 1800s, specifically 1800s, early 1900s, was late 1800s, early 1900s was very, very wealthy area, Beacon Hill. Very, very wealthy. But then in the 70s, when I was a young kid, I think I was 6 years old, I remember these buildings that you see here, these brick buildings, were all vacant. And a lot of heroin addicts were living in them. And they were practically giving those buildings away to people who would fix them up with low interest loans from the state. And the people who did that, who took the low interest loans and redeveloped those brownstones, sold them for millions of dollars. These properties here that you're looking at are worth multi-millions of dollars. You're talking $8, $9, $10 million for some of these apartments in these big buildings. So we'll go past the Cheers bar, then I'll go into the park, or as we say in Boston, the park. Rainy day. I'm trying to keep the umbrella out. Well, we got one person hanging on still. Is that you, Cam? There's Beacon Hill. Oi. I think he's Brazilian, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm down to 0. All right, that's okay. You want a tour of Boston? I'm really going to give you a tour of Boston. All right, well, this is a beautiful building. I'm glad I'm going down this hill and not up it. Just to give you, well, you can't see the angle that well, but it's a pretty steep angle, Beacon Hill. And thankfully, I work for a company that has their own parking lot, so I was able to show my ID and park for free. But it's way away from here. I really got a long walk back. Again, these old streets are beautiful. Look at the old street lamps. Nice. He died here. This is an old building. This guy died in this particular building here in 1675. And that's pretty old. That was before the American Revolution. Hi, tourists. All right, what do we got here? Who's lived here now? See, all the old multimillionaires lived here in the 1800s. The home of William Hickling Prescott, historian of Spain, Mexico, and Peru. William Prescott.
Would you like to stop a little?
These sidewalks are not level, so it's not easy. There's the park over there, and you see where that American flag is. That's where the Hampshire House is, where the Cheers bar is.
So she's like, seriously, seriously.
That's Beacon Hill again. Ooh, that was a walk. So where that canopy is, that is the Cheers bar, the Hampshire House, where the sitcom Cheers was modeled after, was this particular bar. So we're gonna just go in there just real quick and take a look. It's been a long time since I've been in there. See how it is. I bet you it hasn't changed, really. They have an upstairs and a downstairs, but a downstairs is the original. All right. That ain't gonna work. Thank you. Thank you. That's your Cheers bar. And this is the United States of America's oldest public park, Boston Commons. Founded in 1837. Now in the summer, if you come here in the summer, the squirrels are so trained to eat out of your hand that they literally, if you're not paying attention, they'll scare the daylights out of you because they'll jump on your shoulder. Because people usually do that, you know, they try to get them to go on their shoulder and they feed them the peanuts. And there's still squirrels, as you can see, just not as many as there are in the summer. They are everywhere in the summer. I mean, it really is a beautiful city. The swan boats are out in the summer, so that makes it even nicer, you know. It gets a little crowded during the summer because of the tourists, but not so bad that it's, you know, that you can't move. And as you can see, they kind of drained the pond a little bit. It's not as deep. Let's take a look. Yeah, they definitely drained it a little because it usually comes right up to the top, the water. Usually comes right up to the top. Yeah. Oh boy, how am I going to transverse this? Let me see. I have to go around. I have to go around this way. That's a heck of a big puddle. Oh, there's a squirrel. See, they're tame.
You You can see it from over here, Gage. Yeah, look, look, you can see it. Oh my god.
He wants the kids' candy. They won't bite. He's just looking for candy. You can pet them. They don't bite. It's funny. He was ready to rip open the kid's candy bag.
You want to post that one out?
It's kind of tough handling this camera and this umbrella because the umbrella's up and down because it rains, then it stops, then it rains, then it stops. I'm just very excited I could go live, even if nobody's watching. Opened 1867, this little bridge.
Yes? Yes? Exactly.
Kid. So let me see, this is a long video. Hour and a half. Oh, here comes the squirrels again. They're looking for food. Yeah, you ain't get food, he's gone.
I guess like he had to be in Italy for a wedding.
So the statues of George Washington.
What's up, Witch?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
That's the George Washington statue. People keep stealing his sword, so they put a smaller sword in so they can weld it to his hand. In the summer, this place is beautiful. Commonwealth Ave Mall, or Com Ave, as they like to call it. And it goes both ways. You got Commonwealth Ave there and Commonwealth Ave there. One goes one way, one goes the other. At night, you can see these trees that get all lit up at nighttime. So it would be nice to walk around here at night. So we've been out for almost an hour and a half, so it's time for me to start making my way back towards the place I parked. Otherwise, I'm gonna be very, very far away. I'd like to walk this whole mall. And that building that you can see behind the fog, that blue building is called Big Blue because it's blue. That's the John Hancock building. John Hancock Insurance, tallest building in Boston. And you can barely see it behind the fog. That's how foggy and rainy it is today. All right, let's take a left here. I gotta go. I gotta leave. Time to go. So I gotta get near my car.
Turning.
Exactly.
He knew. He knew. He didn't say, what was that, sir? Medium what? Actually, the words that one of those places, they always say, oh, these are our great birthday boys.
Right, right.
So got the honor of it after yours. It was good. I didn't care paying for it, but it was like the way they presented like we? Maybe. I might get a nail clipper. They had a ton of stuff.
All right, there's Newberry. I gotta head this way now. Yeah, it's raining now. It's raining pretty good. So again, this is Newbury Street. All the big end high-end shops are here. Chanel. And this is the Newbury Boston. This hotel seems to change its name every couple of months. Yeah, the rain's coming down now. My phone's starting to get wet. Oh, everyone's got the dogs out today.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so I'm near my car and it's really coming down. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Let me get under this tarp. But even the phone's starting to get wet. Okay, so thank you for those who did watch. It's not a problem if you don't follow along all the way. It was a long video, but it was my first. It was the inauguration. It was my first live video on YouTube ever. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next live video, I hope. Please subscribe and like, and thank you very, very much.